Hello, I'm here with, now forgive me if I mess up your name. Can you say it one more time? I'm sorry.
Vaibhav.
Vaibhav. And I'll give you a second, just a quick couple of minutes to describe a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you got started in this AI copywriting tool.
Okay. So who am I? So I'm Vaibhav. I'm a BCom dropout. I'm 26, 27 years old right now. And I was pursuing commerce in high school. And I started in this internet field. I started selling YouTube lives and etc. Uh, in the year 2010 and 11 on SEO clerks. If you remember,
Mhm.
there is actually a platform right now. It's basically competition to Fiverr and competition to
Mm,
Fiverr. It's like a freelance marketplace. So I was a level X seller there. I used to sell
mm,
YouTube lives, Instagram lives, and etc.
mm,
And I started from there, and at that moment I kind of ventured into automating stuff because I was automating all the processes like um, generating likes and etc. It used to be on autopilot basically using iMacro scripts and etc. in Firefox. I don't know if you guys remember it or not. It's quite old, but yeah. So that was the year 2010, 11. At that point, I used to read about SEO, PPN and PPM and etc. things on Black Hat Forum,
mm.
and I never used to understand what it was about. And it took me around 5 years to get into that. So it was the year 2015 when I got into SEO and stuff because I was building. We have a family business of e-commerce site. Um, there's an e-commerce B2B trading platform basically, and it's all about textiles, etc. So it's quite famous here in India. And then I started a couple of friends helped me out in learning SEO, implementing tracks, Web 2.0s, and etc. Uh, things. So it ran my, um, yeah, I got into SEO, it ran, it worked well. And then I started exploring what are blogs because SEO is one thing, but optimizing articles, writing articles, and etc. That is the main thing. So it was the year 2016 when I started my first blog, and it got like I didn't actually write anything in my life. So the first article, it was a spun article using Word AI. I simply mash different things together from different sources, so respun it, and it was around 7 to 10K words article. I remember it clearly, and there were 10 posts on my site, around 100K words, and they ranked quite easily. I started getting revenues from sponsored posts, basically not display ads much, but sponsored posts. Because if you earn $50 in display ads, the site can make $500 in sponsored posts. It's that the ratio is that much. There's a difference in that basically. And the next thing, so simply yeah, okay. So I got a site that was making around 20,000 per dollar, 20,000 year per year from sponsored posts itself. So I sat down with my family. We're all businessmen, basically. My father, my brother, and everyone. My community is basically all filled of businessmen. So what they said was simple thing. If one blog can make this much, why not create more blogs? So
Right.
scale up.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we took out a budget of like 100 sites, 1,000 sites. We had a target of 1,000 sites. So while exploring all that, I was like, okay, a single person can't make 1,000 blogs. Even though if I'm spinning content, it needs to be automated. So I got into spinning and automations at that level. In the year 2017 or 18, I explored. There was this plugin WP Automatic, if you know about it.
Mhm,
It's still there in on Code Canyon.
mhm.
Yeah, so it's basically it pulls RSS feeds and it can even spin the content for you. It used to work then, not anymore. Like it used to work 3 to 4 years, yeah, till 2020, I think. But now the content is very gibberish because AI has come and quality is very much better. So anyway, at that, like if you can, in the year 2020, I think, GPT-2 came.
Which
GPT-2
is an
was announced.
AI
Yeah,
language, right?
AI,
Yeah.
open AI.
Mhm.
So I played around with it a lot because I wanted something that was not spinning because spinning was basically uh, putting out gibberish content. It was not at all readable. It was not ranking well. And yeah, even I was not proud of it. You know, the content, even if I shared with my family any blog of mine, it was not that readable or like proud. I was not. It was not shareable basically.
Mhm.
And sorry. And
No, all good. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. So
so
that makes me think. Go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry. This was only the spinning part. Now, yeah. Okay, so I played around with GPT-2 a lot, OpenAI, and sorry, I'm not letting you speak or even.
No, no, you
Uh,
got this. It's all you.
okay,
Yeah. I love it.
okay, sure. So this was GPT-2, but GPT-2, the content, if it used to generate text for you, but it was not at all on point. It was not factual. It isn't factual for GPT-3, but GPT-2, it was not even. It went off topic a lot, or the content was not at all better, or you know blog post worthy, for example, in the simple terms. So I waited, I played around with it, but it was not working. So I still continued the spinning part. I improved it, and there was this site Killbot. It's still there, QUI bot. So it's a good site for spinning right now. If you are into spinning, if any of you guys are into spinning. So next part, GPT-3 came. The outputs were very nice, and if you played
So
around with it,
GPT-3, I'm sorry, GPT-3 is now the more advanced
yeah,
open
GPT-3. Sorry,
AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So the first tool is Jarvis, Jasper, basically. Jarvis, yeah,
Mhm.
Jarvis. Jasper is the new name, Jarvis. So I played around with it, and there were many LTD tools out there for AI. So yeah, I played around. I kept, exploring things like, is it good enough to be, blog post worthy, or we can use it in articles or not? Because I wanted something to be automated on scale. Because I still have a target of running 1,000 sites. I'm very close. I have like 600 sites running right. So
Cool.
it's not like I don't get the time to launch more. If I wanted to, I can launch it in a week. But it's just my mind is very much distracted with other tools that I'm building. Like you keep
Yeah.
exploring stuff, and yeah, like it's very exciting to learn new stuff or explore new stuff or test with new stuff instead of building a empire. So next thing, GPT-3 game Jarvis was there, and I played around with it. Uh, the outputs were very nice. So I wanted something to, you know, oh yeah, okay. The points that those tools lack is basically you need to sit and write each article. Like you need to generate parts of it, stitch them all together. And if you have one particular topic, you need to think about it on the go. Like they will only spit out like 30 to 50 words or 150 words, for example, for every
Mhm.
click that you make. So it still takes a human 15 minutes or 20 minutes to write an article using that. I wanted to shorten that part. So that's why I came up with autoblogging.ai. And basically, it's very quick. I've made all the things like stitching together, and making sure the output is on point and keywords are stuffed properly. I tried. It's basically full of prompts. The better prompts you use, the better the outputs will be. So it's basically prompt engineering. That's what they call it. So autoblogging is nothing but prompt engineering, and it works for blogs, right? And you can get an article in one click for any title,
Yes.
unless
I
it's
love that.
factual. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Unless it's factual. One thing I
yeah.
love. So when I found your software, I've probably purchased at least 9 different AI copywriting tools because one of the things I want to do in my business and the business that I have, like the new brands and products that I'm selling on Amazon, one of the things that I do is I try and write at least 5 to 10 articles in the space before I launch a product. And the reason I do that is one, I get to have a little bit of content that the customer can consume right out of the gate. It helps me understand a little bit more of the market. I can turn those 5 blog posts or 5 topics into a little PDF guide that is a digital downloadable content I can use as a lead magnet. Um, and then I can hopefully try to start to rank or at least make my website look a little bit more authoritative when I go to sell a physical product. But the problem I always ran into is one, I never had enough time as a e-commerce physical product seller. I don't have enough time to dedicate me learning, you know, at the time I did because I was so passionate about learning all different aspects of digital marketing and e-commerce. So I actually went and took a bunch of courses, partnership stores where we all we do is write blogs, SEO, with Google Ads, and it's extremely hard and expensive to write 1,000 word blog posts, have it SEO optimized with the specific type of header tags and code that you would need on the back end, the research that it takes to do it. You literally could spend at least an hour on any kind of decent piece of content that would be rankable in Google. And with the introduction of all these AI copywriting tools, there's, a bunch of them now, all based off of these new iterations of AI technology. You mentioned GPT-2. Now we're in the stage of GPT-3. So I've been playing around with these tools for probably at least since they came out. Literally since they came out, I've been following the space with AI generated images, video, text, audio, and I've always wanted to be able to put into my workflow at scale, creating these blogs. So what I've done is hiring a full-time copywriter is very expensive. And I found even in the United States, most people in the United States, unless you're going to hire someone at a full US salary, you're talking 60K a year to hire a full-time copywriter. In my experience, having worked with other businesses, a lot of copywriters actually don't understand SEO that well. A lot of them come from a university background where they're learning more academic type of writing or more book level writing. They don't understand SEO. And then when I'm working on a smaller budget, so I was always trying to find a way to leverage. And I always say this when I teach people my process is you leverage software with a good virtual assistant and a good process, and you can end up coming up with something like very powerful. So I was always trying to leverage these copywriting tools, but every single one of them, they're growing really fast. But till this day, even the best ones, the ones that are being marketed left and right, that everyone talks about, that has all the backlinks, all the juice, in my opinion, they're not that good. But I was always on the lookout for the best one because I want to be kind of first to market, so that when I launch a new product, I can have 5 blog posts ready to go in a minute or two. And even these copywriting software tools, they're not focused. Some of them will focus on rewriting your description, like your title, but like it's not hard to come up with an Amazon title, right? What's hard to come up with is 1,000 word blog post, optimized, answering the questions that the market wants answered, and then having it formatted and ready to go with a click of a button. It doesn't exist. I can't really find it anywhere. And even bits of pieces of that exist in other software tools.
Yeah.
But like you said, you can generate something, but it's only at 200 words and it's not that in depth. And I spoke with Neil Patel, who's big in the SEO space. I was at a summit in Las Vegas, an Amazon summit, and I was able to meet with him very quickly. And one of the questions I had asked him was about AI copywriting tools. And he had acquired some AI copywriting tool and put it in one of his software. And I messed around with it a little bit, and I'm like, oh, it's just like any other novel copywriting tool, right? That he had acquired. And I thought to myself, yeah, what you've built so far is light years better than what anyone else is using. So when I asked Neil Patel, I said, hey, what do you think of AI copywriting tools? And he said what everybody else is saying on the market. They're good, but they still need, but they're not great, and they will always need human intervention or human interaction and things like that. And I just think that's kind of, they're going wrong. I'm not trying to compete with Neil Patel's advice, but he doesn't know about your tool. Not many people, relative to how big this space is growing, have seen visibility on your tool yet. But your tool, I literally have tested different keywords. I put in just a keyword and hit generate across different industries that I'm currently in, and it's absolutely amazing. It's like you've already done the things that I've been thinking about, and I'm sure other people have. And it's really cool because you're probably leveraging, like you mentioned, your past SEO experience being in the game
Yeah,
for a hell of a
definitely.
lot
I was
longer,
going to,
right?
yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
tell you that like all of the copywriter tools or AI tools, they are not from the SEO background. My tool is only for bloggers now. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
very much focused. And if you even think about it, the Amazon reviews are in the tool. If you paste a
Mhm.
particular Amazon URL, it can write a review of it in like 1 minute maximum. So it will take all the
Yeah.
things, read about all. Yeah, it's crazy. It's all only focused on it. It's all because I have a SEO experience and I know the scope of it in blogging industry.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I
That's a major
absolutely love it.
difference.
And yeah, a major difference, right? So I love that intersection, and I've always things I'm really starting to talk about is like being interdisciplinary. So you have like the AI, you know, version one is like spinning words together to try and create some kind of article, right? But that was very beta version. Then we get access to AI, GPT-2. Now it's like next level GPT-3. And here we are, and you're able to not just, okay, do like GPT-3 AI stuff, you overlap that with what I think is the next most important core competency when it comes to what everyone's trying to use these tools for right now, and it's trying to rank for blogs because they're trying to replace the $65 an hour, the $200 per hour article that they pay someone else to write. They can't scale these content websites out. It's the same problem we're running into, right? I
Yeah.
have a container business where it's literally built on blogs, and we're paying people. At one point it was me, and I hate writing. Like, I absolutely hate it. So with your tool, it makes it super easy. One click. You can even put down like prompts because you have like a one click generator. You can put down questions. But one thing I really, really love is you had done what I think was, and it's probably like everyone, more people in the Amazon space specifically have heard about over the last year or two, have heard about a website called Answer the Public. And there's a few of them out there. I have a report that will generate a scrape of all those things, plus a couple other things around the internet. But what it does is like you put in a keyword or a question, and it will show you all the questions in that niche that people are currently looking for, and it'll rank it for you. And I feel like you inherently in your tool have built out some version of that where the user puts in a keyword or a question, and your tool will go through, find those questions, answer them, and not just answer them in a sentence. You'll answer them and then pull them out in like
Yeah.
1,000 word blog post, and it's like, and then on top of that, it's done in like less than a minute, and it's formatted and ready for upload. And you can just not do that with one article. You can do that in bulk at scale. So it's like, if anyone's listening to this and if you have any kind of understanding on SEO or blog writing or just moving things at scale. This is absolutely powerful. This doesn't exist in any other software tool that I've seen in copywriting. And there are copywriting tools that you can train the models to do all kinds of stuff, but it's like it's so scattered and not focused. And like I said before, people are, in my opinion, the value right now from the AI space when it comes to text, in my opinion, is either writing books, which I'm not trying to go and publish a novelty book at scale. I feel like that's kind of a slim market, or writing authoritative blogs in your niche. Like, this is in my opinion, this is the sweet spot, and you're uniquely positioned for that. And then on top of that, so that I just talked about one feature, right? You already hinted on the Amazon review feature. So I'm my mind when I tested that, because I've seen a ton of AI copywriting tools, and I've seen their title rewrites, I've seen their review, make a review thing, and all you do is you fill out like a form, and then it does just kind of spits out really, really bad feature and benefits. But your Amazon review tool, I'm pretty sure you put in a link, or you put in what we call an Amazon product identifier, an ASIN, into your software tool, and you're probably scraping the reviews, the titles, using it, molding it over AI, and coming out with immediately in a second. You already have like the pros and cons listed out, a conclusion, an introduction, the image ready to go, and it's just super powerful. And I think to myself, okay, what are all the things I've learned about ways in which I can leverage reviews, right? You could have, if you're selling a pet product, or let's say a Mr. and Mrs. mug cup, and like a wedding niche, you could immediately type in wedding gifts as the keyword, probably come up with a list of things, or the blog post ready to go. You could probably look really quickly and find the top 10 products in that space. And I bet within 5 minutes, somebody could generate 5 to 10 articles ready for upload, generate 5 to 10 reviews, and then create what we call like a pillar post or a guide, the 10 best wedding gifts for 2023, right? And then now it's ready to go, and you insert yours as number one or number two, and then you go and run ads on that. You go and create that PDF guide, and that took you seconds, literally seconds to do. It's something you could probably even outsource with how easy your tool is to use. You don't have to know how to code. You don't have to know SEO. You don't have to know any of these things. It really is just sign up, click the button, put the main keyword in, or ask a question, and everything happens automatically. So I think what you built is absolutely amazing.
So thing is, I made this Amazon reviews active for myself. I wanted to get into Amazon affiliate commission thing, basically make money using that. Google ads were okay, like yeah, sponsored posts were a good thing in that on those sites basically. But for Amazon niches, you won't get paid that much for, if you a sponsored post was not that good revenue in Amazon niches basically. Because the thing is, it takes time to get that level of traffic in that particular thing, because the searches are not that broad or have a huge
Mm,
volume, unless you are in a
mm,
very, unless you search for a keyword that is very broad, like pets, pet food, for example. So it should have 50 to 60,000 search or search volume per month, but you won't be able to rank for that, because you need to be like the wire or something for that particular thing.
mm,
So Amazon sites, I started it for myself. I wanted to run a blog in each and every niche there is on Amazon. So I have around 175 sites right for Amazon affiliate, and
mm.
I have scraped like top 500 products from that, all those categories and subcategories, and all this. The review for each product is on my sites basically, generated using AI, and it has all the images, that has all the videos and etc. etc. Pros, cons, features, yeah,
Right,
everything.
bro. That's absolutely amazing. I can't. Oh man, what a hack! That's it's so smart though, and just then you come from the e-commerce background, so like you said, you know the Amazon affiliate game, you know about using AI copywriting tools, you know SEO. How can you leverage all three to create an income, right, for yourself, and then you go and you create a productized service for that. You launch your product, and if you could you, if you feel comfortable, can you tell us? And you literally just launched your product, like beta version, and I know it's still coming up, and you have a lot of things planned on the roadmap. Which, in my opinion, your beta version of your software right now beats every single copywriting tool I've seen in terms of quality of output, ease of use, syntax, readability, SEO optimization. Um, if you could you, if you are comfortable, tell us from a business standpoint side what you would say your average monthly reoccurring revenue or sales per month have been since recently launching your software.
Okay, so this is what November. So I think we launched in the month of July, July's first week. Till now, the MMR has reached around 18 to $20,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
It picked up quite
Yeah, that's
fast.
quite fast.
It,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I didn't expect it. My target was only for this particular year. I would have been very much comfortable at $5,000 per month. My target was only that, but it picked up very fast. I got a lot of reviews. It's quite
Yeah.
motivated me to add more things into the particular thing. Um, so it's basically a byproduct. So Autoblogging.ai is a byproduct of Digimetric.com. Digimetric is basically
Mm,
my own. It's the main company under which Autoblogging.ai is a part of it. And Digimetric is all about automation. So all my clients, all my bigger clients, which I used to cater since 2019, 2019, yeah. All my bigger clients that they own around 100 to 200, 300 blogs. They run PBN networks, they run money insights on blog, in on scale. And I was I used to sell my sites to those people also. So they used to buy content from me on automation. Everything is
mhm.
automated. So instead of going the other way, Autoblogging.ai is a product which is the core content of that automation. So I and what usually happens is, if you build a tool, if you build something that creates a content, then you will think about how to scale it up. Basically, how to launch different blogs, figure out the automation part, figure out how easy it would, like simply input a lot of keywords for this particular site, and the AI should generate all those articles and push it to that site. Basically, this is the process, right? But if Jarvis, for example, or Jasper, if they have to come up with this, they will have to think about automating that particular part. Like first creating a product which creates an article in one click, and then figuring out how to automate, um, you know, automate this pushing part, basically pushing the articles, hosting those
Yeah.
sites, and etc. I've been doing that since 2016. Like, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's a
Yeah.
reverse process. I already know how to I already know how to rank blogs on automation. I already know how to scale it up and everything. And Autoblogging AI is the core product of that particular thing. So it's in the, like, it's the main content and everything surrounding it, like optimizations, YouTube, adding YouTube videos, adding internal links, adding external links. Everything is automated. It's already with me. It's already offered in Digimetric. So if I want to improve Autoblogging.ai, the things have already been figured out. It has been figured. It took a process of 4 to 5 years I think. And I know the process. I'm going to implement everything together. I will merge digimetric.com and autoblogging.ai together. And the articles that it would be generating would be like crazy. You think it's good now, but think about it like if you have a particular site, for example, if you're into pet niche and you're writing about dogs, if your keyword is about dogs, you can simply input your domain name, for example, there. And my system will go and search for dog related articles on your site. And if the titles are matching, if the keyword and the article title that is generated and the articles that are on your site, for example, 4 to 5 should be 4 to 5 articles that are talking about the same thing. So it will place internal links in that particular generated article for you. You don't have to do anything. And it can also add external links as a reference at the bottom. It will go to Google,
Yes.
find a high authoritative site or DA90 plus, and it will add that as a reference at the bottom.
Oh
And
man.
it will add images also. We are getting into AI images as well. So
Yeah.
the, the system will generate a featured image for your basically of the entire article. It can even push content to your sites. We're going to add to drafts in your WordPress site in Autoblogging.ai. So simply with a push of a button, you can send your article to your site and simply hit publish or edit there. And secondly, the YouTube videos, yeah, you're going to add that as if you have a topic, whatever the AI writes the title or headings, it will find a video for that particular title from YouTube and it will add into your article. So my aim is to simply reduce the time it takes for one particular article and even the cost, basically. So some people find autoblogging.ai to be expensive, 0.249 or $0.33 per article. I find it very cheaper because there are two sides to everything. Because I have clients in the US, a lot of them are from US, and one of my clients was saying he generated one article. It's about some loans or everything, finance niche article, and he said this particular article. He sent me a link. This particular article was written for $250, and this particular thing your tool generated, it's even better basically when you compare it. So I don't know. For some it's expensive. For some it's not at all expensive. It's like cents. The- It's all depends on how
Yeah.
you use what your use case is basically, what your
Yeah, exactly.
monetization method, and
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you gave so much gold away. One, I was just talking about quickly about the roadmap, right? So most blogs, most people who even blog now, even at really high aggregator level, because right now a lot of the people who follow me are more towards the Amazon e-commerce space. But I can tell you, people at the highest levels are not blogging in this space. They just aren't. And when they blog, they're hiring people at a really high cost who, like I said, who don't know how to blog. So they're not even doing the fundamentals right, which is image, H1 tag, H2 tag, these types of really hard basic SEO principles, and then answering questions that are asked in the market. That's another one. Answering them correctly. That's a whole nother one. And then you take things another level, and now you're talking about embedding video. You're talking about linking between articles, which is a really great thing for getting authority from other websites, passing what we call link juice from one article to the next, from one website to the next. Here's the things you're already thinking about, already done. And then I really like what you said is like these other really well-known tools haven't even begun to think about what you're already doing, because like you said, for them to get to where you are now, they have to think about one click article generation. That's going to take a big company who's probably only solely focused on their output, or their output and their limited scope, in my opinion, because they're trying to serve such a wide use case. They're not going to get there fast enough, and by the time they realize, I mean, it's already, in my opinion, it's already too late for them. It's too late for them. So such amazing roadmap there. uh it's just, it's super inspiring to see, and I'm really excited for the next version of what you're doing. Let me take a look here. I'm so excited I can't even keep it together in terms of what I want to talk about next. So okay, you're making really good revenue, so I thought that was really cool. Like, again, leveraging all your past experiences to make solutions for yourself, and then packaging up how you solve problems for what you want to do and creating a service for that. Very, very powerful. And then making an extremely large amount of money in just a few months. If you're doing inventory, right? If you're selling a physical business, or not physical business, but a physical products business, normally you have to invest thousands of dollars into inventory. You have to launch it, and then you're still kind of in the hole. You have to wait 1 or 2 months, let the cash come in, purchase inventory again with the profit that you just made. So it can take 2 to 3 months easily before you start seeing profit. And then the moment you see profit, you don't want to pull it right out because now you're kind of suffocating your business because you need that little bit of profit to turn over multiple times to pay off the inventory as you start to scale and get more orders. So it can take a while to actually pull money out of a an e-commerce business if you're doing private labeling. So to get to the the annual or the monthly sales that you're already making now, just a few months in, is very correlated with the value that you've been providing in the market. And to kind of piggyback what off you said, building an article for less than $3, I mean, you can't even find someone on Fiverr to build it for $5, and it's not even be anywhere close to what you're doing. I guarantee you, you go and find the best copywriter and then say, "Hey, here's a $200 budget. Please do your best in this niche, and I know your software will outbeat them." You put two websites next to each other, and your software will beat out someone on a $200 budget. So you do that at scale, which you're already doing, and you can really start to enter unique niches, build a moat around an existing product line or brand, and it's just a really really good service. So the next question I want to kind of ask is something I'm kind of interested in is building SaaS. So you've obviously been doing this for a while. How hard do you think it is for someone to kind of take some simple ideas, not build out something as intensive as you've done? What do you think about the whole no code software startup? Is that like,
See,
do you think it's kind of like a doable thing?
to be to be honest, I don't know how to code. I know how to code. Like
Yeah.
I can't write new stuff. I can edit stuff. So Stack Overflow has been a very good friend of mine so far, and a few of my employees. I
Stack.
basically research what I want, and I simply send it to them. Like I want this integrated into the script, or give me parts of it. I'll integrate it myself. That's it. If it's no code, I would definitely love it. Like I want it basically. I have not been able to find a very simple one, a no code tools to build a SaaS. But if there is one, I would be the one. I would be the first customer of it because it's very hard to build a SaaS. There are so many elements, and it's very hectic. And even a single bug, a small bug, can crash the whole system, and it will take some time for you to even find what the issue was. But it's
Right.
see, I'm not a coder thing. I know how to what
Right.
things I want, and I simply search for it. And
I love that. I love that answer. You know what you want, you search for it, and you get it done. Right. So it's like
yeah,
I saw, and I mentioned this in a previous podcast that I saw a post somewhere that most of these like software like Airbnb and these other like big founders, they actually don't know how to code. Like the people who make the most money building software, they don't know how to code. They know how to, like you said, be creative, think about what they want, solve problems, and leverage other people's experience to kind of put it all together. So um I think it's absolutely motivating. I don't think someone has to probably go through a 4-year degree of computer science because it sounds like you didn't. And look at the things that you're doing now. And it's super inspiring. And anyone who's interested in this software tool, definitely go and check down the link down below in the description. If not, you can check out reggieyoung.com/blog AI. And what that do is give you like a little bit of a discount or a couple of free articles. I think right now your plan, as of right now, has 5 free articles per month, which is like, I mean, even if you don't want to pay for the service, it's like I have this feeling that anyone that you probably will over time, but if you're launching a product or you just want to test it out, create an account, use my link below, create an account, put in your main keyword, hit generate and see what happens, or put in your top question, hit generate and see what happens. And you can immediately just export 5 blog posts, of which, again, I mentioned before. That could be an email sequence that you end up cutting up. And, you could, each one could be a question, and that could be an email drip sequence that you send to your customers. You can package that up um, as pillar content to then take that output, turn to an image. When it's, like you already said, you're already trying to scale out other versions, other use cases within the blogging niche. When you talk about AI generated images, that's a whole other thing. And it's really cool to see that you're already on the roadmap for that now. So, I want to thank you so much for being on the podcast. Do you have uh, maybe anything else or any advice for people who are looking to use your software and how best to leverage it?
I think if you have a business page for a business site, for example, you can build pillar content for it. If you have a blog, for example, it's into tech niche, for example, you can pick up questions from keyword research tools. Questions usually have very low competition, and the AI is very much better at answering it. So use those topics. It should, you know, give your blog a very good boost. Second, I think there are so many use cases. I can't even think about it. The problem is that because I have sites in every niche, each and every niche basically. There are food stamps. My highest earning revenue ads revenue sites are food stamps. Basically, it's about food stamps. I didn't even know what it was. I simply found an expired domain. It was good enough. I started the same content that had. It was about food stamps. Picked up all the keywords about food stamps from Ahrefs. Simply push AI content. On it. There are about 1,000 articles on that site, and it's making around $1,000 per month
Mm. Yeah,
randomly.
yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
So yeah,
it
just
can
automated.
it just automated. It's passive income for me. But I don't even track all my blogs right now because there are so many. I'm building other stuff, and it's very much
Mhm.
it's very hard to keep focus on one thing. To be focused on
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, you have a lot of opportunities in front of you. One thing I want to mention really quickly, you said like 1,000 articles or something like that, and then your revenue was $1,200 a month. I want someone who's listening to this not to be discouraged by that. There, what is more important than anything is the use case. So the articles I know are good, are great quality, but it's about the use case. You can monetize your business more than just words on a page, right? So some people will monetize a blog with partnering with advertising partners, the most common one being Google. So if you get enough traffic to your website because you have a lot of these articles coming through, Google will reward you for that traffic. Now, Google's known to be one of the cheaper uh, advertisers. Like if you ever been on a website and
Yeah.
you realize like, hey, I was just here before, I was at this place before, now I'm getting targeted with an ad. That's kind of what Google AdSense is, but you can monetize beyond that. When you get your traffic up to a high enough level, you can work with higher paid ad partners like Mediavine. There's a bunch of other ones out there. Then that's one way of monetizing, right? You can also monetize with affiliates. So let's say you're selling Mr. and Mrs. Muggs gifts, right? And you actually have a product that you sell, a physical brand that you sell. Well, you can create that review like guide. You can answer the top questions in the niche or the questions surrounding that niche, not even related to wedding gifts. It could be wedding planning. It could be, you can really start to pull out a lot of things of which you can talk about, republish on social media, do all kinds of cool things with it. But you can create affiliate links to other services. So people come, one, to who have never known about your brand before because they typed it in Google, they found you in Google, and they decide to buy your product. Really great. If not, well, at least they're buying an affiliate product. If they're not, or at least they're raising up your domain authority and your overall website traffic. And so those are like I think the two immediate ways to monetize is either driving traffic to your store, to your product or service, or you're driving it to an affiliate. And there's a lot of different high paying affiliate programs out there in your niche. And at a very minimum, if you leverage this and you can't find a way to monetize it, you can leverage this in a way to at least put some kind of brand authority beyond your Shopify or WordPress store with a one product page, an empty about us page, and a contact block email form. So this is the kind
So
of stuff that really helps to build your authority.
about that, building a brand authority or brand visibility for your brand, you can actually start up a Twitter account and you can take parts of that article that AI is writing and make it Twitter threads. I was exploring this use case and it's quite good. If you ask the question to AI tool, it will spit out an answer. It should be around 300 to 400 words. You can make it a thread on Twitter and it might go viral for you because the answers are very much appropriate. It's very much, uh, quite readable also, quite friendly, basically.
Mhm. Yeah.
It might get picked up very easily from those algorithms and etc. for more users to go through. And if you have a following, you should definitely. There is this one YouTuber also, which is one of my users. I got to know recently. So he he picks up content from this a particular tool. He shoots a video using that, shorts or long form or short form both, YouTube Shorts,
Mm.
and he make reels on Instagram also. and it's quite good also. You don't have to research for any topic. You can simply work on creating content for yourself. Like, here's an article. Here's what you need to speak or what you need to talk about. Here's the rough framework.
Yes.
And you can simply start shooting your video. Focus on that part. You don't even need to.
Exactly. I love that. I love that use case, right? Just immediately doing the research for you and giving you things to talk about. And then you just
Yeah,
talked about monetizing again with a reel. It makes me think, and I was going to end the podcast or the show a little early, but now I want to address, I know, which is another common question in the copywriting space, right? Is, Google updates and them kind of flagging AI written content. And I'm not too versed on on this kind of debate, but just my own personal view on what I've seen is Google can't keep up with that unless they're running the most basic crap AI software writing tool out there. Because I would imagine, at least at the level which you're thinking, one, I'm following you like indefinitely because the way that you think about automation and scaling, I know that right now I inherently believe that you have the best copywriting tool out there, right? But I also inherently believe that you're going to be constantly thinking about how to automate, how to scale, how to make it easier. So for me, I from a use case perspective, I'm all in. And then I would imagine that also correlates with being ahead of Google. And I could imagine like it's really hard for AI to catch AI. Uh, please tell me what your thoughts on
See,
like
I
a Google
think
update and all that.
Google can catch AI
Mm,
if a transformer model, if basically models can predict the next word, Google can predict, like, if it goes through an article, how it's written. If it can, predict what AI is. It's basically predicting what the next mostly widely used phrase is. So, hi, I am Vaibhav. So, hi, if you put this particular input to hi, comma, I am. So, he will input a name. He will type a name because he knows it's the most commonly used phrase. So, if Google can reverse back the entire thing, if he can check okay, this is what AI should predict, and this is what it's
mm,
written on that particular blog. So yeah, it is AI content. And if it happens for 10, 20, 30 sentences in a row, so yeah, it is definitely AI content. Like,
mm,
there's a pattern, if there's a pattern, yeah. So what I have been hearing from all my clients, see, the thing is, what benefit I have 500 sites in every niche, in every type, even Amazon
oh,
affiliate
yeah,
sites, yeah. It is everything
right.
out there. And even my clients from the Digimetric one, they have like 100, 200 sites, 200 sites. Even they are the bigger ones. So they are the whales, the hidden
Yeah,
whales basically. They won't talk about my product from anyone or
of
anywhere
course.
because
Yeah.
it becomes kind of like trade secret or something. Because yeah,
Oh, for sure.
you
Yeah.
don't want to share what you have unless everyone would be doing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
thing
definitely.
is,
Mhm.
so from all these sites, I get sites and customers. I get a lot of insights. What's happening on a larger scale. If you're running one
Mm,
side, you won't know. Like, it would be luck, it would be coincidence that you're ahead. But if you're running at a macro scale, you know what's going in the industry. So we are already
mm,
working on not getting detected by AI, and I've experimented it already. I have started creating content for my Digimetric clients already. So we are at that level for in Digimetric that we are able to generate articles which are not at all, uh, you know, detected by AI tools. There are two or three right now. One is writer.com slash a fake detection or some tools. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name clearly, but and we have already started generating those contents on, so it's not an issue. If I think it should be a blessing for me if right now all AI sites, you know, if all AI
yeah.
checks site gets affected, because I'm already at that level where I'm beating that AI. I'm
Right.
not getting
Yeah.
detected.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, it would add to those revenues more.
Yes, yeah, and I've seen a lot of the reviews and, a lot of the community around the AI community and the blogger community, just in general, they're super intense on reviews. For other Amazon sellers out there, you think that, that we get too many negative reviews. It's different in the tech space. It's different in the startup space. People, they really pull other tech startups through the ringer and expect absolute Ferrari premium quality for a penny, and they wanted it yesterday, right? So like this this massive growth that you're currently experiencing is like being squeezed through that and you're already, in my opinion, like I said, best AI copywriting tool out there. Talk about the most popular one. They're nowhere near close. And now you're leapfrogging ahead and making active defense with thousands of sites. Like you said, you have insider knowledge now. You can kind of foresee what's happening. Super, super powerful. One thing I want to mention, and it's something I talk about if people decide to sign up for the Vault, is the Vault. I have a ton of courses on digital marketing, e-commerce, private labeling. But one of the things I always try and tell new people, and something that I wish I've done, and I've since started since I sold my business, is kind of always be building an audience. And one of the best things one of the great benefits of signing up for my Vault is I give you access to software. So like WordPress themes, all kinds of like plugins that you would have to pay a ton of money for, all these different types of software. And one thing I say is like, hey, if you don't even have a business right now, or you don't have a product right now, and if you like a niche, or you think you want to get to a certain niche, or you have an existing product, I always now, let's say I get into the Mr. and Mrs. Mug niche. So Mr. and Mrs. Mugs.com. I don't own that website. I don't even know what it looks like. But if I owned that domain and that was my product, I would then create a separate domain, a separate social media page. That would actually be my primary media page. And I would call it weddingideas.com. And I would, this is where I do, and I do this kind of stuff with my own thing. I have regyoung.com. I have my own Shopify sites. I have a couple of WordPress sites. But one thing I do is the ones that matter the most in terms of like my critical income, because it's just, it's me and a few VAs, and, we're kind of in teams doing random things. But if my primary site goes down from an update that I'm not too comfortable with right now, I'm totally okay doing things on a separate website that are still a little bit more gray hat. And I would trust your tool creating blogs at scale really, really quickly, and then passing either that affiliate or that link juice back to my domain, or back to my product page, or to my Amazon page, right? So there's a lot of different ways, like you said, that you can use this use case. So that was another pitch for your software, but then a pitch also for my Vault to get people to sign up to the Vault. You can immediately sign up to the Vault. I'll give you access to a bunch of things, and now you have no excuse why you can't, in the next 2 or 3 days, start up your own website in a separate niche, get moving, know exactly what to talk about, have the content ready to go, posted live, and you're learning and taking action on, studying your next product that you want to take, or just going down the rabbit hole and pivoting completely differently, right? Like a lot of the best success I've had is being interdisciplinary, learning about different business models and applying what's working in one business model to another. Right? One of the things that I was doing when I first started my business years ago is I was doing press releases on my new product launches on Amazon. I was doing press release after press release after press release, and just driving all that traffic straight to Amazon. And at the time, nobody was really talking about it. I would learn podcasts from different industries. So, and kind of what you're experiencing as well is being interdisciplinary and pulling all those things together to try and solve a problem. I think is, in my opinion, it's the theme and the principle of which you built this business on, and you're going to be able to leverage that experience instead of just being solely focused AI GPT-3 type of person. You're thinking much broader than that, and that's, in my opinion, what's allowed you to scale so quickly and to build such an amazing tool. So thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. And if you have any last final comments, now is the time.
Uh, First of all, if anyone is hearing this, you you can start up a blog in 2 to 3 days. Yeah, you will have all the content on it. Yeah, but I would suggest you to start 10 blogs in different niches. So even if 1 or 5 or even 7 doesn't work, the last 2 or 3 blogs might give you enough revenue to start up more, and it should be like it should work. Basically, see, if what happens is Google won't ban the entire industry. If you have AI sites, some might get banned, some might not get banned. If you have spinning sites, there will be some that will still do better. There will be some that will be completely dead. And I would suggest you to spread your eggs basically. Uh, Create 10 to 20 different sites, have content on all of them, have them running, and just wait for some time. It should, yeah, at least 5 of them should work for you quite easily. You would be surprised how easy it is to make money some blogging online when you have such tools in your, because it's very much easier for me. I was not at all expecting this much MMR in such a short time. Um, I'm quite happy. Even if no one uses it, I know I will be the one using my own tool. So Yeah, it's for me, I think. I've
Yeah,
big I've
definitely.
I've built tools for myself. And this upcoming tool that I'm going to be launching soon, autolinking.ai, it's basically, see, when you have 500 to 600 sites, you want interlinking on them. All those sites have 1,000 plus articles, and internal linking is a very important SEO factor. So it solves that particular need. And I'm going to be my own customer. For the first customer is myself. So it's for me, I'm just simply providing it as a service for other people as well, because I'm just helping out the community. But just start with one blog if you want to make money. It's very easy. It should take some Google searches for you to set up everything. And trust those searches. Like, don't stop. Overnight, you will be able to, like, you might feel very much comfortable in starting everything. Like, once you know it, it will be like water. You can spin up new blogs every day. It should be very easy. All the best.
Excellent. Sweet. Thank you so much for your time, for being on the show, for productizing your service, and for solving this problem and helping out a lot of other entrepreneurs. I'm super grateful that I found you and your software. So with that, if anyone's interested, again, you can go check the link down below or regyoung.com/blog AI for that discount. And yeah, definitely check it out and generate some free articles and check it out for yourself. So that's it for this episode. And hopefully we'll have you back on in the future to get an update on new tools and new software that you're
Definitely.
currently making.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you and take care.